pleasure to have everyone here, all the friends of the university and friends of JAXPORT, all the leadership. Thank you to the members of the media and all the community leaders who are here. As we like to say to the young people every day, welcome to the campus of Jacksonville University. So it's another beautiful day, 250 acres, this incredible St. John's River. As many of you know or have heard, I'm a graduate of this university, so I came here in the 70s, and it's sort of been a lifelong passion to see if we can continue to reinvest in the community of Jacksonville, Florida, into Jacksonville University, and into these important partnerships with world-class players like JAXPORT. So where you are right now, obviously you're on the St. John's River, and this is part of our main campus tour for students. The incoming class came from over 40 United States and over 40 international locations, and many of them look at their life on the St. John's River as an important part of the overall experience of going to a private university. So where you are right now, in front of the Knee Guard Rowing Center, if we were to throw open the garage doors, you'd see all the banners. We've won 5 of the last 6 conference championships in rowing. Right there, literally 20 feet away, is an outdoor classroom. So before you leave here today, go right up that short sidewalk right there, and you'll see what it's like to take classes here right on the river. This is also the home right next door of the Marine Science Research Institute, and we are so blessed to have Dr. Quentin White here, who just celebrated an anniversary, 45 years with this university, doing stellar work, and you're going to hear from him. And also right on the other side of this is the home of our sailing program. 2 weeks ago, up in Maryland, Charlotte Rose, one of the Jacksonville University students, won the national championship in what's called single-handed women. She's the top woman sailor in the nation, and she's going to go to the Olympics. And Charlotte joined us a few years ago from Houston after having won the junior world championships outside of China. So it's a pleasure to have her. We sail both the men and the women. We're doing a great deal of development on the waterfront. And then thanks to Quint and others, we also have a terrific partnership with OSearch, Oceanic Research, especially on the apex predator, the shark. So you can see we make a large investment, and we're great believers in this area and our great St. John's River. I'd like to make an introduction. What we're here to talk about today is even tightening that relationship between JAXPORT, and obviously you're staring at Talleyrand, and this university even closer. And the way we would do it is bring our educational resources to bear. World-class faculty, research, students, with the work that's going on at JAXPORT. And there was one gentleman who's in a unique position since COVID started back in March of 2020. During that entire time and right through October of last month, he was the chairman of the board of JAXPORT and the chairman of the board of Jacksonville University. So he had a unique view of the partnership that we have here, and I hope you'll join me in welcoming him forward, the president of Best Bet Jacksonville, Mr. Jamie Shelton. Jamie?
And still chairman of the board of JU. Yes. They still let me be chairman of the board of JU. We have a great chairman at JAXPORT now, Wendy Hamilton, here behind me, and I'll introduce her in just a moment. But thanks everyone for being here. I mean, what a beautiful morning. Tim spoke about the partnership that we'll continue to have between Jacksonville University, what Dr. White does over at the Marine Science Research Center, and JAXPORT, because the river is what we're all vested here in Northeast Florida. There are lots of great assets, lots of great people, lots of great things to do, but this river behind us has been here long before us. It'll be here long after us, and we certainly have a responsibility to make sure we preserve that. So thank you, President Koss and the Marine Science Research Institute, providing this beautiful location this morning. I also want to thank the City of Jacksonville's Chief Resiliency Officer, excuse me just a moment as I'm in the wind, Ann Colanisi. I don't think we've met yet, but welcome this morning and welcome to your role. I mentioned earlier JAXPORT Board Chair Wendy Hamilton behind me to my left, Board Member Daniel Bean, and our Treasurer is here as well. Thank you both for being here. Duval Public Schools, we want to thank, and the city leaders and all the special guests for joining us this morning. I did see Councilman Carlucci somewhere this morning. Councilman, thank you for being here. Today's event is very special on a multitude of levels. As Tim mentioned, I'm pleased to see 2 organizations that are both near and dear to me come together for what's such a worthy cause, to protect the river for future generations. The St. John's River is the heartbeat of our community. On this side of the river, we have the prestigious Marine Research Facility, one of the finest facilities in the country. Right behind us, you can see JAXPORT, one of the nation's largest and most important seaports, and an economic engine in this community. The Connected Partnership brings these two important organizations together. It benefits our river through the expertise of JU. It also creates a positive impact on area students who want to learn about the river, its role in connecting us to a global economy, and what they can do to protect it. The partnership will also engage our local business community with resources on how we can do all our part and be good stewards of the river. Prior to this partnership, a survey was conducted. The survey found that only about 3/4 of the people in Northeast Florida feel they have the knowledge that they need to protect the river, and I would be in one of those 3 or 4. We want to change that, and together with the people here today, the people here behind me, to my right and my left, we will do that. Through the pandemic, we've seen increasingly more people turning to outdoor recreation, including the river, for that needed escape. It's an option we're fortunate to have here in Northeast Florida. The river is important to our quality of life, and again, it's a responsibility of all to protect it. I look forward to seeing the incredible educational opportunities that will come from this partnership and the positive and lasting impact it will have on the health and vitality of the river. It's now my pleasure to introduce JAXPORT CEO Eric Green. Eric?
Thank you to the JU team and our immediate past chair, Jamie Shelton, for hosting us today. I also want to thank JAXPORT Board Chair Wendy Hamilton, Treasurer Daniel Bean, and all the city leaders and partners for their support of our port and this partnership. Cargo activity through Jacksonville Seaport supports nearly 139,000 jobs in our state and has an economic impact of more than $31 billion. Our port also facilitates tourism opportunities for our community through cruising, which you may have seen will resume in March of 2022. The St. John River makes all that possible. Earlier this year, JAXPORT unveiled a new 5-year strategic master plan to guide our port in Northeast Florida into the future. One of the most important aspects of the plan is our commitment to environmental stewardship, and today is a major part of that commitment. The St. Johns River is Northeast Florida's connection to the global economy. A healthy river benefits us all. I am a firm believer that there is a nexus between commerce and environmental protection. The two belong together. This partnership is proof of that. We are thrilled to work with our friends and neighbors across the river to make a difference right here in our community. Thank you, President Cost, Dr. White, Dr. Simmons, and the entire MSRI team for lending your knowledge and expertise to our community. Together, we are making a positive impact on our river and the community it connects for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. I was just hearing the noise behind me. I see them, they're unloading as we speak. Fred, everything okay over there? Looks good? Yeah. Thank you, Eric. And thank you for your leadership, not in what you have done in the past several years in leading the port to record numbers in terms of TEUs, roll-on, roll-off, autos. I mean, the port is arguably the single largest economic driver in Northeast Florida. I mean, there are arguments, but they're wrong. It really is. So we do appreciate your leadership, Eric. Now, on the other side of the partnership, I want to introduce just a absolute wonderful individual, someone who's passionate about the river, about our environment here, and loves Northeast Florida. I don't have it written down here how many years he's been doing what he's doing, but I know it's been a very long time. But Dr. Quentin White of the MSRI, the Executive Director of the Institute, please join me in welcoming Dr. White.
Good morning, and thank you for being here. I also want to recognize a couple of our other guests that are here. We have a Marine Science Research Institute Advisory Board. Our chair, George Robbins, is here, along with our immediate past chair, Bob Rhodes, is also here. So I want to recognize them. They help support what we do. And Eric and I have been friends for a long time before the port. Now, I've been around, as Tim said, for 45 years. So at some point when I grow up, I'm going to decide what I want to do. But it's been a lot of fun. And this is what kept me here, is this river. When I first got to Jacksonville, I had wanted to come to a school that was small, that would let me do research, let me be myself, let me do what I wanted to do research-wise, but also big enough to support that. And JU has been a perfect place for me to do that. And for a long time, we've recognized the importance of the St. Johns River. And Eric and I had talked, oh gosh, for years and years about this idea of something with Port and JU teaming up, and this seemed like a really, really good time to do it. We're all connected to the river, and this is the name we've selected for this program, in which we're going to reach out to the public through education, business, just general information, to let people know what's going on with the river and the importance of the river. People don't understand that they can make a difference. Each one of us does our little tiny part. It does make a difference. And so we want to continue that tradition for a long, long time. When we came around to doing this, a couple of years ago, Eric and I were talking about it, and COVID hit. And we said, well, can't really do it right now, but hey, we got this idea. Let's do an online summer camp for children. And so we reached out to Eric. They helped to sponsor that. And lo and behold, Dr. Melinda Simmons picked up the mantle and ran with that idea. We actually had several thousand children connected to the St. Johns River through virtual learning. We were blown away. It's still available on YouTube, and people are still watching the episodes even today. And so we're watching that ripple effect. And that's what we want to happen. We want this connected program sort of drop that brick, if you would, in the river and let the ripple sort of spread out throughout the community. So thank you, JAXPORT, for all you're doing, and we look forward to this partnership for several years as we increase the awareness of the St. Johns River.
Thank you, Dr. White. Yes, connected. That hasn't been mentioned, except he said we all have these nice these shirts here that say connected on them, but it's too cold for us to have them without our jackets this morning. But thank you, Dr. White, and Dr. Simmons for your service. But right now, I want to ask Dr. Simmons to come up and I apologize because they're missing a page here. Dr. Simmons, would you please join us and share us a few words with us? I'm sorry, I'm missing a page there, but if I make a good introduction. But
Thank you. It's such an honor to be here today and to lead the Connected program and to serve cleanup batter for such an impressive group of people. I appreciate you all loading the bases for me. My involvement in this program is personal. I grew up in Jacksonville, born and raised, spent many an hour on the river. And I know what has improved, and I know what continues to decline. When I chose to move back here following my doctorate with my family, I was thrilled to join JU because of their impressive Marine Science Research Institute, their close ties to the community, and this incredible access to the river. As you heard previously, in our preliminary survey, 1 in 4 people said that they didn't know how they could personally help the river. Well, our program's gonna work on that because we can all do more for our river. So thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Dr. Simmons, thank you, and I apologize. Dr. White was to introduce you, to make the introductions there. He didn't reference you, but no, Dr. White, Dr. Simmons, we thank you for all that you do for the river, for Jacksonville University, for our community, and we at JAXPORT, on behalf of our chair, Wendy Hamilton, board member Bean, and treasurer myself, we are very happy and very glad to be in a small part of that and support that any way we can. So we are one small thing. We're going to make a small presentation. We're going to conclude here. Thank you all for coming. There's still refreshments to our left here provided by our gracious host, JU. Enjoy those while you're here. But we are adjourned. Thank you for coming.